media,
your opinions important, so you gotta speak out. Don't let your chance to be heard pass by. Let me hear you loud, crowd. Shout it out real loud. Everybody wake up. Shout it out real loud. Everybody wake up. Wake up. No time for sleeping on the issues. This is Neutral Voices. We gon' deal with the issues.
Welcome to Neutral Voices. I'm Dr. V, and this is In Depth. And tonight we're going to have an in-depth conversation about the retail revolution in America. Do you know anything about a retail revolution? What comes to mind when I hear revolution? Kurt Franklin, are you ready for a revolution?
I was thinking of print. I went back. I was thinking of print.
Well, we have heard of a political revolution, yes, technological revolution,
yes,
but I'm not sure about the retail revolution. But we are definitely having a revolution today with retail stores. So drastic change, sudden change. Yeah. I can say for sure, I was driving down the street and I thought, what would the world actually look like if there were no retail stores?
It's almost there.
I know, but it's real creepy when you think about it. So think about just driving down, pick a street, and you're driving down this usually busy street. All of these shopping stores and people walking and horns blowing if you're in New York, right? I'm just thinking about the traffic. But imagine if that's no more, because all of that activity now has shifted to online. So that's really sad. And especially when you think about the young generation that's coming up, the things they won't get to experience. Like I remember when Southtown Mall first closed down, you were thinking, like, what do you mean? We can't go to the mall anymore?
Right.
What do you mean it's only MCL Cafe?
Right.
Cafeteria.
And
right. You know, so yeah. So let's talk about that, and let's think about some of the things that, or stores that may affect you directly and how it's affecting you.
Well, I'm going to answer your first question. Just imagine if there wasn't no stores. Are you looking at a lot of homelessness? Okay. People out of jobs.
Right.
More criminal activity. So we're going to stand on that end of that, because some fact, if a person ain't got nothing to do, ain't got no job, need to feed his family, what are you going to do? Or what she's going to do?
Right.
So if you closing stores down like that, now you really affecting the economy.
Yeah.
Right, but who did it? So
I'm gonna tell you that one later.
Okay, I was gonna say as we think about it, and Jill, you have a little story.
The same thing. I think as far as like beyond the surface, I think of, like a shopping center. So for example, Party City, Joann's, all of those that are shutting down now locally are in a shopping center. So then you have a lot of times a spot that is leased. So now you have an empty space and then another empty space. And like Eric was saying, a lot of people work in retail. A lot of people in our community work in retail, from, teenagers to people in college to retirees now that are having to go back to work. So it really could cause a ripple effect when you think of, like he said, the crime, the homelessness, the jobs, the economy, the emptiness, all of that.
Totally.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to say about the joblessness. I think one of the revolutions is now post-COVID. The people not going out. But then again, there's a lot of people that don't want to work retail anymore. They don't think retail is a beneficial job. So they don't want to go through all the rigmarole of just being in public all the time. So I think there is, as Ian and Jill said, there will be a loss of jobs, but I think there's a loss of people wanting those jobs too, because they don't want those jobs anymore. But
are you saying because they're more low paying, or what?
Low paying,
people
too demanding.
Retail jobs are not low paying.
Well, that's why I'm trying to see what Clarence say. I'm trying to make a connection to what reason.
Right now, because you know, a lot of, you know, retail people, you can talk to them. They don't like how customers talk to them.
Well, see, I'm going to tell you like this, as a person that worked in the retail for damn near 15 years, from manager to coach to just working. Whoever came up with the line, the customer's always right, go shoot yourself.
Well, I agree with that. But
not for real.
No, for real, go shoot yourself.
That's what people got to deal with, and a lot of people say they don't want to deal with that for the money that it's paying. Not that it's not paying good money, they're not getting paid to deal with a lot of the stuff and things like that. But you were talking about Softtown Mall, and we were talking about revolutions. This is not the first one. It's not going to be the last one. I remember when the mall started closing. They didn't want the indoor malls. That's why Jefferson Point came up.
Yeah,
people wanted to be in the outdoor malls, you know, things like that. Now that Jefferson Point has been there for 30 plus years, now that people are not going physically in the stores anymore. They're online. They, you know, quick. I need something. Where you going? You go to Amazon real quick.
Yep.
You go to Amazon real quick. Yep. So or whatever. What is it now? Temu, Shein, or however you know. Shein. There's so many new entities that they don't require to brick and mortar.
100%.
You can just sit at home. You can be wake up 3:00 in the morning, bored. Ain't got nothing on
just
your
go
mind.
shopping.
Just go shopping, and you don't have to leave your house.
But you know what?
That's lazy.
Well, I was going to say, so
That's
some
just
people may
laziness.
think that, you know, obviously people are getting lazy. We are getting more lazier. But, you know, so for me, I like to feel the fabric.
There you go.
I want to know if it's stretchy or not. You know, I want to know, does it feel cheap? And you cannot replace that to me.
You can't.
And so I just, you know, it's heartbreaking to imagine that I won't be able to go into some of these stores, especially when some of the anchor stores start closing down, like Sears or Macy's, and knowing that when they leave a mall, it's almost like, okay, anytime now.
And the rest of the mall goes collapse.
Right. They're almost like the chief cornerstone, right?
They're the main attraction.
Exactly. Yeah. And so, but you know, so for me, and even watch this, going into those department stores and smelling perfume, and when you're picking out, you know, cologne for somebody else or whatever. I mean, how do you do that online?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Scent bud. What is it? Scent bud? I think
No.
that's what it is.
Man, I'm like you, Doc, because when I go shopping, I might want to try it on.
Yes.
I want to see what it do. Do it look as real as it? You know, I see it online.
As good as it look online.
Yeah, and you know, I have my son. He always mine from Shein. I'm like, dude, oh man, look. Then when you get to super, like, dude, you like that for real? All you gotta do is take it. Nah, Doc. Me personally, if I want to buy a suit, I want to go buy it, fit it for me, call it a day. Versus getting in and look at him like, what the crap is this?
Well, you better go to his house.
I mean, I go to his house, but I'm just saying, as far as clothing wise, I mean, I want to run into Walmart right quick and grab me a pair of sweats.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, even that.
Yeah. But I'm not a person that like to wait on my stuff. I'm not that person that I order it today and I can't get it till Friday, and I might need it Friday.
Right.
You ain't guaranteed it's gonna get there on Friday.
Exactly. So
and so, you know, so as we think about this, and I kind of mentioned, I'm like, who's to blame? Right. So when you start thinking about, I mean, I know I see people scrolling. My family, I see some of my people, they scroll, right? And they're shopping, and that they do their grocery shopping online, and whether it's clothing, I mean, you name it, right? And so they're to blame too. But let's talk about private equity.
Yeah.
You know.
So when I was doing some research, I actually found that these, hold on, let me get to where I'm. The private equity influenced in a lot of these closures, and it didn't really just start this year. So basically, just a little breakdown what private equity is or what their influence is. So a lot of these private equity firms will go into buy a business that they believe, that they could maybe run more efficiently. The issue with that is they're more apt to declare bankruptcy because they are more into like the short-term benefits, short-term, quick profits.
Right. I was going to say flip it.
Soon as the loss starts to happen, instead of putting things in place, to try to fix a business or to make it more efficient, they're going to close. They're going to declare bankruptcy. So it's more of a short-term thing. And when you look at some of the numbers, For example, 65% of the closings last year and the bankruptcies of large corporations that were over $1 billion when they filed, as far as their liabilities, were owned by these private equity firms. So we're seeing a lot more of that.
When you say that, Jill, I was even wondering, you mentioned Joann Fabric.
Yeah.
So because they filed bankruptcy 2 times before the closures now are happening, I'm wondering if maybe some of those private equity companies purchased.
Exactly. And a lot of, like, for instance, they focus, like I said, on short-term profits, value extraction. Investor expectations have contributed to mass closings because, again, they're more on the short-term financial gains. So if it's not working, we're just going to shut it down. Right. We may, reopen it later on, but right now we're going to shut it down. So again, 65% just from 2024, and now they're seeing much more in 2025 alone because of these firms.
Yeah, even with the private equity, and they do a shell game, smoke and mirrors sometimes, because they will go bankrupt, they get out from debt, then poof.
Yes.
The stores, one store pop back up, 2 stores pop back up, 3 stores pop back up. And, it's like that. But also, we want to talk about who's to blame. Let's get to the grassroots of the blame. And it's one of the things that, and y'all ain't got to admit yourselves, but when Southtown Mall was open, we all knew 1 or 2 people that could go into the mall. We give them a list.
And
they go into the mall.
Man, you're going with this.
But you can't blame. Hold on.
I can't roll with you on this one.
I'm going to make this point, but y'all know what I'm talking about.
Let him make the point.
Here's what it is. The theft and the loss of merchandise and retail has grown tremendously. There's no more, that 1 or 2 people that you send into the store. There are gangs of people.
As a profession.
They calculate. They case, they go in and they loot these stores at hundreds of thousands of dollars monthly, weekly. And then they have to count that as a loss. I know there's insurance, but you got to factor that in to some of that loss.
And you're absolutely right. 25% increase in theft has also contributed to some of the stores closing. I know, I thought it was interesting. So we have a list. Obviously, we won't go through the entire list, but it was quite interesting to hear some of the stores. And so some of my favorite stores was on the list. Some of my favorite stores. I don't know about y'all. Did you guys get to hear the list and you heard some of your favorite stores? I'll tell you, one of my favorite stores for sure was Party City, because it's a fun store and I like to go to Party City. And so when I heard that Party City was closing, then I thought about this too. I'm guilty. There's been times that I would run right to the Dollar Tree and get some party decorations.
Absolutely.
I used to go to Party City all the time, no matter what type of party it was. I always went to Party City. But I am guilty to say that, yes, I have purchased my party supplies from the Dollar Tree, from Walmart, from Target, from many different stores. Yeah. So that's one of mine. Did you guys hear one of your stores listed? One of your faves?
I can't say, because I'm probably guilty that some of these stores going out of business because I'm not a shopper. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna buy. I'm not a shopper. And
so you only go when you need something.
I only go when I need something.
And you go in straight. So you are strictly designed for online, because that is
not really, because
I'm saying, because that's what you do online. You can be very specific. You don't have to go through the hustle and bustle. If you want a black turtleneck, you can put black turtleneck.
I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna go buy it, but I'm
shiny,
gonna go in.
Matte. You can be very specific about your details.
As far as going into stores, and like you said, you normally go to Party City to get your party essentials, right? So Party Central is on the other side of town, right? So Walmart is closer to you, right? The Dollar Tree is closer to you. So the same thing that Party Central has, Party Central and double the price on that.
Right.
Okay.
But you got Dollar Tree and Walmart half the price. Which let's make it make sense. You got to deal with your money just because.
But it's a specialty store.
It doesn't matter.
What happens when your doctor sends you to a specialist?
Well,
Jack,
Put like this. Put like
Jack
this.
the prices.
You got the prices.
I was
If
gonna say the price may be
I got
a little
$20
higher,
to spend
but
on a party.
they have everything you might need. and
Okay,
things you
I got
need
$20
think
to
of.
spend on a party,
Okay, $20 go to
and I go out to Party Central,
City.
Party City, whatever it's
Yes.
called, and that one item costs $40. I can go to Walmart and spend the whole $20 on half the items I need to get. I mean, you have to sometimes going to the specialty stores.
I know.
Is a waste.
And I agree 100% because if you think about it like this, okay, let's say I'm going to go to Party City because it's my daughter's birthday. Well, in 2025, let's say I have $40. 36 of that is spent for eggs for the cake. So like with the price of everything and the greed and quote inflation, whatever,
Especially
everything
now.
else has gone higher. So when we as consumers, retail is usually something that is an extra.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we were talking about how does this affect us personally earlier. Macy's is one of my favorite stores. I had no idea, but Macy's has already closed 66 locations this year with another 150 closing within the next 3 years. So when you guys were saying like, I like to feel my clothes, etc., I used to. But now my schedule has changed. My life has changed. So I am one of, like he was saying with his son, I got a swimsuit from Shein or whatever, however you pronounce it, the other day that I probably would have spent $120 at Macy's. I think it was, I don't know,
$19.99.
20s. It was super cheap. And I had it within a week and a half because during the week, I don't have time to shop. On the weekends, I have to do my essentials because I'm too busy during the week. So that matter of convenience, the matter of cost, and with Party City has now turned into, like we've all said, to Dollar Tree because people can't afford those specialty stores because we're trying to buy the necessities that have went up 3, 4, 5 times in cost.
Yeah.
Right.
But also to that point, we talked about the revolution. It goes in stages because remember when every store had its own purpose?
Yes.
You had a shoe store. You had a woman's dress store. You had every store had its own distinctive.
Those specialty stores, even like a convenience store.
Right. Had its own distinctive
Absolutely.
purpose. Then came the mega stores, the Walmarts, the Myers, the Sam Clubs, the Costco's, where you could go in one place
And get
And
everything.
get everything. The superstore.
The superstore. So when you got those, people stopped going to the mall looking at 5 stores.
Yep.
When they're in the one store getting everything they need. You get your food, your groceries, your toiletries, your colognes. You get all that in one store.
Purse,
And so, but
toy.
even those stores are
Even
not
those
able to
stores are now-
survive.
Yes, those stores
What's
now.
that? Costco's is starting to close some of their stores.
Okay, but because Walmart would be one of
Walmart
these
is
type of
closing
stores.
stores, yes.
You can get everything. So with
Well, you
that-
can't get everything now. I have to change some of that.
Well, not a
Because-
formal gown.
No, yeah, you can't. And that's another part of, you can't go to Walmart or Costco's and get you a pair of J's.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
The
It's
J's
just-
is would we
Jordans.
Jim? Okay,
I mean, you still have your specialty stores that you can get certain things only at these stores.
Foot Locker.
Foot Locker.
You got to go to Foot Locker to get
But Foot Locker is closing.
clothing too.
Foot Locker is closing down too because it's so easy now. You can jump online.
Yeah,
And
StockX and all those different.
No, well, you go to StockX, you're gonna pay triple the price.
Yeah.
But you can go to Nike.com now and grab the shoes and things on that, and that's the other part. I could go directly to
Yeah.
The Nike.
to the distributor and get it
online.
online version, and that's good and
see,
bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Good and bad. Let's go through the list a little bit, and then Jill, I'll let you take it from there. So I'll say this: no more. If that's the case, no more impulse shopping. You know, sometimes you just get up like it's Saturday. Oh yeah, let's go shopping. I'm saying that's what I see. That would take away. Or you
No, because you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, you hit Amazon. That's the
No,
same
no.
impulse.
You
Same
wait, you
impulse.
can right miss this nostalgic moment for me and my mom, and we would go shopping, or you and the girls. For those of you that have children, you and the family getting up, going shopping. There's an experience that you can't get online.
I'll give
And
you that.
so I'm saying, let's not miss
The family bond.
family
We all
time,
have
the
good-
bonding and the experiences that comes with shopping. So when we can actually, and watch this, the physical movement And some people park at one end of the parking lot, and they make it a thing to walk in and to walk through the mall, even if you're just window shopping. And you can shop even in the rain when you're window shopping, no matter what the weather. But so with that, let's go through the list and so we can just, well, we don't want to make you sad, but we do want to kind of bring some awareness to some of the places that are closing. So we mentioned Walmart, as many Walmarts as there are. Walmart will be closing some stores. I don't have an exact number. If anybody does, you can jump in. Amazon, I thought this was interesting because to me, Amazon is part to blame for destroying the physical activity connected to the shopping, because everything, not every, you're going to say not everything, but everything you can almost get, I'll say that 90% of the things you're looking for on Amazon.
You better watch some of the things you get off of that one too.
Okay, is that one iffy too?
Yeah, I bought some clippers off of that one. And
it was questionable.
I threw them away the next day.
See again, so you can't really examine the quality of the product.
Yeah.
And so, but I thought this was interesting that Amazon, part to blame, but then yet they have to close a lot of their Amazon
fresh stores.
Yeah, so they're also feeling impact. There's of course there's some awesome restaurants, but Smoky Bones was one
that should be closed.
Did you say?
I think I've only eaten there once, so I don't.
Smoky Bones is one.
They should have been closed.
That's amazing. Domino's Pizza.
Another one should have just blow them up.
He said, okay, Best Buy was number 5.
Well, see, Best Buy is one of the best stores, used to be one of the best stores for electronics.
Well, they're closing 24 stores. Well, they closed 24 and getting ready to close 15 more in 25 sometime. But why? But why is that? So anybody know?
Because you can go now. Best Buy used to be a store where there was strictly electronic store. Mm-hmm. Then because you had Circuit City as well. Okay. There was them stores. Circuit City been closed. Mm-hmm. Now you got all types of places I could go get the same thing that Best Buy got. Because now you got your super Targets. Mm-hmm.
And so everybody starts selling appliances and cell phones,
your Costco's
and the Sam's Club. So all of these places. And then not to mention some of the other reasons. I'll let you talk on that, Clarence. Some of the other reasons would be because some of the things are lasting longer.
Yes.
And so, if you think about the things that they sell, the appliances or, stoves, refrigerators, etc., TVs, these things are lasting longer.
But as he said about, specific stores, not only that, brand stores are popping up.
Yes.
We're getting the Apple and iStores where
Absolutely.
you don't have to go to Best Buy. You can go directly to Apple.
To Samsung and get
Samsung. You can go to these direct stores now, either online or physically, where they have pulled their products out of these stores. They're opening their own brand stores.
Wow, exclusive. Is that smart? Is that,
It's smart because simple fact, why do I have to get it to you and split the profits when I could get the whole thing myself?
Yeah.
And then also some of the places also sell stuff cheaper.
Yeah, exactly.
The brand store is something cheaper.
Mm-hmm. Jill, you had something right
now. So, anytime you're like looking or doing research for things, you always see like both sides of things. Mm-hmm. So I ran across something and I found it was interesting, and I thought maybe we could think of why this would be. So they talked about most of the stores that are closing being like a general merchandise. Mm-hmm. Second to that was apparel for all the reasons we just talked about. Mm-hmm. But I found something interesting. So Aldi has I think it was a 5 to 7 year plan that they were talking about. So 225 stores to be open just in the remainder of 2025 in addition. And this is all a part of another plan to add another 800 locations by 2028. Mm-hmm. So, Aldi has a wide array of things now too. They have that weird special aisle that has all that stuff in it. But do we think because it is mostly a grocery store, that's selling, because it's interesting if you look at the whole list of what's closing and then you see something like Aldi, 800 more locations by 2028 that's like diabolical.
But Aldi is like Spencer's. Y'all remember Spencer's in the mall? They
Yeah.
still have
Of
Spencer's
course.
in the mall. That's
Yes.
one of the stores that
They
has
still have
It's a novelty
in there.
store.
it's a novelty. It's a niche store.
Yeah.
It has groceries, it has some of the
What's the
Like,
niche
most
that you
eclectic.
found in there?
Like I'll go there for like crazy coffee mugs, like for the guys for work. I know that I'm gonna find something like that in there.
mean,
that's
in
not
all-
borderline, not a.
Wait a minute. So ALDI,
yes.
right?
The bigger ones, yes.
I'm just making sure we
Aldi
saying and thinking the right thing.
grocery,
yeah.
Okay, and because for a minute I thought you was thinking all these,
No.
Aldi.
Aldi.
all these,
No, Aldi's.
Aldi's,
good
you're
stuff,
thinking.
cheap.
But no, hey, Aldi's. You
Yes.
find like some of their foods are things that you just don't
Yeah.
see at normal grocery stores. So they have a different kind.
It's just a cheaper brand.
yeah.
Well,
but it's a
So
So they do have name brand,
yes.
yeah, they have name brand stuff,
but they do
the thing about
specialize,
it, I'm gonna ask you,
specialize in off brand.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
gonna put it like this. It's the same stuff that you would buy at Kroger's or at anywhere else. It's just the packaging is different.
Yeah, there you go.
That's all
Well,
it is.
well, when you say the packaging is okay, I got you. So
'Cause
instead
it's-
of it being Fruit Loops, it's Fruit Loop.
No, I mean,
I'm saying it's a knockoff.
Oh, that's saving a lot.
it's the
Oh.
same thing.
That's a-
Guess
Fruit
what?
Loop.
But guess what? What people fail to realize, if y'all break all that stuff down,
It's the same.
it's the same exact thing, and it's made in the same exact company.
Mm-hmm.
It just has a different packaging.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
y'all
can
can
get
check
it.
into that.
Oh, you think I'm joking? Look it up.
Prove him right.
He's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
We have
Chris said he is right.
a question or a comment from Debbie. There's a couple, but I can't read the first one. So if you can read it
And
on your end.
I
She said,
can
"Why
see
is
it.
something that cost me it's kind of cut off
$10.
before okay, something that cost me $10 before now cost me $20." And then her next thing, and we can do them together, is you do all realize that Walmart has tripled their prices on products from China and stuff now, as it used to be even. So probably referencing what, like the tariff.
tariff.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
and that,
Yeah.
and so when I said who's to blame, what's to blame, so that would have been
That is
one of the
partial,
things
yeah,
I
one
was
of
going to
the
ask you guys if you
Sure.
thought so. Not to ignore her questions, her points, very good. Thank you.
But can I answer a couple
yes,
of those?
yes.
Not only the tariff. Let's think about the fruit pickers. Let's think about the
Right.
deportation of a lot of workers
Yes.
that were doing these menial jobs, as we called them or labeled them. Not saying that
Yes.
they're menial, but they deported. Now the fruit pickers, they don't have people picking the fruit, picking the produce, doing that. So when you have to hire people that
Exactly.
want
More
better
money.
wages, so that causes prices to
Prices to
go up,
increase.
things to increase. So there's a lot of factors. There's not just one factor. There's not just. I mean, these are just.
And so
input
many
factors,
things.
Yeah. But one of the things is that we didn't talk about that. And I think you hit on it, Dr. B. But one of the things why we shop online, and you said a generation that
laziness.
they don't want to experience going out anymore. We have become so antisocial.
Yes.
Yeah.
We
There-
have
there's
become
that
so
part.
separatist that it's easier. If I don't have to leave my house, why do I need to leave my house? Or, just to go to work. Then I go to work, I go home, I stay in my house, I order DoorDash.
I was
gonna
just
say
going
the
to say, so
DoorDash.
can we talk
Why else
about
would you pay six times the amount for
the
food?
deliveries?
Yep.
Our
Yeah.
Amazon, our Temu, I do all of these things to get what
Absolutely.
I do because I don't want to people no more.
Leave it on the porch.
You know, something
Leave it on the
fun.
porch.
It's good that you say that. And is more like everybody want to be antisocial, and then on top of that, they don't know how to deal with each other. And that leads into one of the biggest things that goes on in the United States, around the country. That's why instead of me and you getting an argument and talking it out, we pull out a pistol and shoot you.
Because we don't know how to handle
Because we don't know how to handle conflict. We don't know how to handle each other or have that conversation or that dialogue with each other where we could resolve an issue without shooting each other up.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Sharon Tucker, Mayor, says
Okay.
hello.
What's up with you, Mary?
Hey, how you doing? But also in the factors when she was talking to money.
I was going to say, did we address?
I was
the
getting
full-
it. Also, why things go up. Everything has gone. I mean, generally, the life has gone
Every
up.
life.
You
And
can't
so-
explain it.
Yes.
You can't explain it.
Thank
Yes,
you.
you
When
can.
say that, life,
Life
because
can.
some people
I'm gonna tell you-
forget when
Greedy.
this. But I'm saying you have a commercial building the lights, the water, everything that keeps this place
The
open
orange guy made everything go up.
Yeah.
has increased.
The
But even
orange guy
before
made
him,
it.
things were going up.
It was going up slowly, but the cost of living, the cost of life is very expensive now.
Yeah.
And the funny part about it, the more and more it goes up, our jobs is not keeping up with the price of life
At all.
At all.
we
At all.
hey, life is really life in it right
Cost
now.
of living increase.
Life is like, I'm on top. What y'all gonna do?
Right.
and our jobs are like nothing.
Nothing.
I'll say this. I'll say this other one because I know our time is almost up, but I did want to mention this one only because it's important related to the times we're living in and even our future. Advanced Auto Parts stores.
Just had to go there.
Did you have to go there? Well, 523 corporate stores and now to close 204 independent stores. And so, but I thought it was interesting listening to one of the reasoning behind it. It was saying that electric cars, who even thought that would have an effect, but electric cars only have 20 moving parts.
Right.
Versus a gasoline engine that has 2,000. So now try to imagine what the future looks like if everybody's driving,
Electric car.
Yeah.
or 75% of the people driving
listen
electric
here.
cause. So we won't need
I'm gonna
as
tell you
many
about
of
them
those
electric
stores.
cars. When that lithium battery get too hot and you blow up inside of it, don't. Hey, give me. You know something. I'm sorry, and I know I've been talking about shopping online. I'm guilty for Advanced Auto closing. I found a place that's you get the same part, same warranty.
Oh my goodness.
And then you get the same part, the same warranty for half the price. I'm sorry.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not.
But is it a place you can walk into?
Oh no! I walked right into my computer on that one. I ain't
Oh
gonna tell
my
you.
goodness, he's
I
back
walked right into
online.
my computer.
So let's take a vote before we exit. Are you an online shopper up here on this panel, or you
I
are
am not.
brick and mortar?
Yes.
There
I don't
you
have time for the mortar or the brick.
There's a okay.
I'll make time. I'm not.
I don't
I'm
have
not.
So okay, we got two guys hands down. Did you
Well, I'm
vote?
reading the-
Okay.
reading the comments. What you
Okay.
got?
Do we need to address anything?
I had a Mark was like, I believe clubs might be closing as well because of less people are going out. Yeah.
Oh,
Yep,
to
that's
clubs.
You, that's you. Yeah.
Okay. Wonder why they Netflixing and chilling.
No,
people don't want. I mean,
I'm gonna put it like this. I would rather sit at the crib with my close net of people.
Okay.
Hey, I could go.
You play
We could
cards
go
and-
get a bottle. Yeah, I could turn the music
Okay.
up on my stereo, and I could
karaoke.
just kick it.
Yeah.
I agree. That's what when you paying $2,200 a month in rent. I'm gonna live in there.
Yeah, I'm living a month just as much as you.
I'm gonna live
as much as I can.
Hey, y'all young people can have that club stuff. Hey, us old folk.
But you know what? It's the quality of the club. And do we have a club or do we just have
We don't have a club. That's another.
I'm saying I haven't
we don't have a
really
club.
seen a club, a real club, in these parts anyway. So that could be a reason. And so, but I do.
I'm gonna make a hole in the wall.
I do think that a lot of it has to do with all of these
Rez
theories on TV.
Rez Life hit this. He said because
Hey,
cars are
Rez.
disposable now. Cars have become disposable.
Yeah.
You know, cars you can run a car for 20 years at some point. Now, 5 to 8 years is the life of a car.
Well, they're saying that the cars last longer. Is that not true?
No. Because
No?
I got I'm gonna put it like this. I got a 98.
I got 95.
Listen,
I beat you.
I got not. No, mine's got almost 350,000 miles on it, and
Mine
it's
got
running strong.
108. It
And I'm
can be
running strong,
sold.
so
No.
I mean, but I mean,
95 and 108.
Yeah.
Black we plug it.
We done turned
But
this into
also,
something.
Red said this, and this hits on, not people are not social.
yeah, I just said
exactly.
that.
That's a key point to a lot of
Exactly.
this.
Yeah.
Is
They don't know how to be social.
Because,
Online did it.
Anything
I mean,
to
think about
avoid
it.
other people. Like I said, why else would you pay 5 or 6 times the amount for Wendy's to have it dropped off at your porch? That's nothing but, I mean, unless
That's an extra
something
$3.
crazy.
So-
but that's why we pay it.
But not
That's so
only that,
confusing.
not only getting out and social, and people now want to work from home. People don't want to go into the offices now.
What
People
caused that? You think COVID had something to do with that?
It was a transition anyway. It was a transition.
Do you think it was a
anyway.
transition?
I think COVID,
we don't want to blame anything on COVID.
I'm saying COVID amplified it or intensified.
That's what I was going to say. I think it was a jump off.
Yeah, I think people were already heading to that,
But
because think about it.
Some jobs
as these brick and mortar stores, if I don't have to pay lights in the office, if I don't have to pay,
the janitor,
all of that extra, and I can have
security,
you sit at home and, do the work, then I'll have you sit at home and do the work.
And that's become a thing to where it used to kind of fall on your lap. Well, now people seek those positions out, the at home, and like Clarence says, a lot of business owners are going with that, remote. That would drive me nuts. I wouldn't be able to do it.
But I could work from
a
home.
lot of people that's what they want.
But and I don't know. I would like to. I think somewhere in there, maybe we should study the effects of working from home. And what has that caused over the years outside of the whole isolation? If
people
they
are
say
probably really happy.
But some people may be happy, but I'm saying, when they say without touch and without being around people and without communication,
exactly.
and we had that
It's
conversation
a
before.
disconnect.
Yes.
That's a major disconnect.
I cannot work from home. Do not ever send me home and tell me to
Some
work.
people
You're
can.
going to fire me the
Some
first
people
day.
cannot.
Maybe in the first 2 hours, I am fired. I cannot work from home. That
neither.
is not me.
This is the retail
Me
revolution.
neither. No, ma'am.
With Neutral Voices, and that's what we've been talking about. Are you a online shopper, or do you want to get out and experience the people, the atmosphere? Well, I'll do this. Both work. Both works. Special times, different times. If the weather is terrible, that might be a reason. If
That's
you
the only
are
reason.
well, no, if that may be a reason. I'm getting ready to say it. And for some people that don't have transportation, there's a reason. Or you could be having a moment where you're disabled and you can't move around. There's a reason. So there's always a reason that you can find to do some online shopping. But I challenge you to get out, socialize. Don't forget, take your family, pick up an aunt, pick up a relative and say, let's go hang out. Let's go shopping. Let's go have lunch or dinner and just do some bonding.
Well,
so don't forget, building people matters.
That's true.
And so you had something you wanted to say.
So y'all just keep shopping at home. Because, and this is the honest God truth. Keep shopping at home. Because more and more stores that are starting to have less and less stuff or have to go on sale.
You gonna catch the sales?
I'll get them sales, baby. I get them sales, baby.
Do we have any comments before we leave?
Get out of here?
We do have a couple. Rez also said that people don't have basic social skills anymore, and they're about to stop working remote. Mark says a lot of companies cannot get people to work. I agree with that.
That's true, too.
Debbie again says you have to be around people. That's what keeps us alive, and I 100% agree.
I agree.
With
Yes.
that with good people.
Yes.
Good.
Absolutely.
People.
Great comments.
Lots of comments.
I love it. Thank you so much for those comments. And guys, anything else you want to add before we exit this wonderful conversation?
I'm going to say this, and we've been saying this too. If there is a local business in your community, go support that business.
Please.
Because the small businesses are the ones that are hurting the worst.
Yes.
Whatever it is, if there's a business up the street from you that's a family-owned business or anything, go support those businesses.
Yes.
And I know you said up the street, but even if it's down the street, around the corner, a couple miles away.
Yes.
I agree. I think we forget sometimes their child goes to school with yours. Sometimes you're buying, baseball cleats. There's a lot of reasons to support the local businesses. I agree with that.
Local businesses.
100%.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Mary. She says nice combo.
Oh, thank you. Too bad I can't read any comments. I need to have my glasses on next time. Thank you for joining us. This is Neutral Voices in Depth. And before we exit, we always like to remind our viewers and listeners,
Always protect your mind.
a podcast by Neutral Voices Media
Your
Group,
opinions
NV,
important, so you
NJ.
gotta speak out. Don't let your chance to be heard pass by. Spell out, let me hear you loud, proud. Shout it out, real loud. Everybody wake up, shout it out, real loud. Everybody wake up, wake up. No time for sleeping on the issues. This is Neutral Voices, we gon' deal with the issues.